Hello and welcome to the Up All Night World Cup show. I'm here with my fellow football fan and co-host Shane Casey, and we are staying up all night every night to watch the entire World Cup, so you don't have to. Later on in the show, we'll be joined by comedian and friend of the show, Bernard O'Shea. But first of all, Shane, you're like a child on Christmas morning.
Oh, what a night. Drama. For all those people out there who don't watch football, this was peak Coronation Street 1986 until 1989.
You think Coronation Street fell off after that?
I think it slightly dipped around 92, to be honest with you, but let's not get into it because we only have a few minutes.
Yeah.
Incredible match. Belgium-Senegal was just really, it had everything. It had me going, one, I want to watch the African Cup of Nations because
Big time.
Senegal were so good to a point. The wheels kind of fell off the wagon. Very reminiscent for me, you probably before your time, of John Barnes when he should have ran into the corner for Liverpool that time, and Arsenal got the ball and ended up winning the league. They really should have ran down that time.
Well, we'll get to it and we'll actually watch the clip. But for you, Shane, one of the greatest comebacks of all time from Belgium, do you think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there's an injustice there as well, hence me saying drama. It was peak Dawson's Creek last night, man.
And do you think Dawson's Creek did Dawson's Creek maintain its quality throughout, or did it peter off?
I've watched very little of Dawson's Creek, Dominic. I was merely improvising.
Well, you're missing out, Shane.
I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah. Now, I've never seen an episode of it.
Okay.
But I've heard great things about it.
Well, that's both of us.
Yeah.
But I'm taking your recommendation lightly now. But the football, Dominic,
yeah,
it was brilliant.
This is why we got through all of those group stage games, is for the drama.
I genuinely was really excited last night. And I know you say, are you excited? I was like, I can't wait to talk about this.
Well, Shane, will we have a look at it?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look at Belgium against Senegal.
9th in the world, Belgium versus 15th place Senegal. So not much in the rankings between the two of them. Here's Mane. Nice reverse ball from Mane. Jacobs with the ball in, and it's clipped off the post. And that's the nearest it come to a goal, really. Just a gaze ball. Now Mane. Good ball. Oh, it's hit the post again. He must score. And in the 25th minute, it's Senegal who've taken the lead against Belgium. Oh, it's a lovely ball over the top. Oh, Sarr. What a finish. Ismail Sarr. Brilliant goal. Yeah, there's ball. Pascal Lukaku tries to back flick it to nobody in particular. Oh, Lukaku scores. And there's time. This is what he's there for. 7 World Cup goals now for Lukaku. In from Trossard! Unbelievable. Raskin Moreira into the box. Where's it going to go? Oh, it's clipped off the top of the bar.
Tielemans looks like he's the one that's going to take it.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be Lukaku, but it's going to be the captain, Yuri Tielemans, to score. 3-2. So it's Belgium into the last 16.
3-2 there, the final score to Belgium against Senegal. A very dramatic game. Bernard O'Shea, veteran of the couch, Bernard O'Shea. Tell me your thoughts.
I'm going to call it the shouldn't have gone to bed game.
Right.
Because it was like, oh my, I was watching it going, oh, come on, Belgium. Like, I know there's a lot of chatter on Belgium in general, like the media I consume anyway, it's like, God, they always flatter to deceive. And it's like, come on, you're going to go out like this. And then they got the first goal back, and then it was like, I might watch this. And then they got the second one. I'm going, oh my God, I can't go.
Yeah. 85th minute as well. For those who weren't watching the game, they were very, very poor up until that point. And then there was a couple of interesting substitutions at the very least, and then it just turned around, didn't it?
Well, Belgium were so flat, right, for the entire game. They took off De Bruyne, they took off Doku in like the 57th minute or something.
Yeah.
I'm watching it and I'm going, Senegal are just going to coast to victory here. Belgium have finally been found out. But then, you get to that 86th minute, and instead of having a bank of 5 and a bank of 4 protecting the edge of their own box, Senegal are still pushing forward, they're still attacking. a mistake in hindsight?
Well, I know they say the best form of defence is attack, but sometimes you need that owl at the side going, just get back,
Just run it down.
just get back, burst the ball if you have to. Like, I remember playing a match years ago in Kilkenny, in beside St. Canice's Cathedral, and I was just, we were like maybe 11, 12, 13, I can't remember quite, but I remember just that I was sitting right back, and the winger was just too fast, but I kicked the ball out, but it kept going into the river, and I remember the referee coming over to me going, if you kick that ball into the river once more, I'm sending you off. And I was kind of shouting and saying, kick it into the river, just get rid of it. But do you know what? Like, it made for such exciting football. I still hate, now, my small caveat, I still love watching penalty shootouts, but I think it's the worst way to decide a football match.
A penalty.
I think it's the
it's
worst.
cruel. It's very cruel. But Shane, speaking of the penalty,
the penalty itself, I thought, like, that was so cruel. I thought, look, the ball has been played in this way. He's going to the ball. The defender gets his foot closer to the ball at the start. The attacker goes in and puts his foot in a place where the defender couldn't help but hit it.
Yeah.
The referee doesn't call a penalty. Then VAR go, hang on a second.
VAR's very passive aggressive.
Like an overbearing mother kind of
Are you
going,
sure that wasn't
"Are you
a
sure?
penalty
No,
now, Shane?"
you do what you want, but just look at this.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Just look at this.
just take another look at
And
it,
have
maybe.
another
Just have
look
another
at
look
it.
at it,
And
maybe.
he's walking out. And you just know in his head, he's going, this is the biggest, this is my Martina McCutcheon. This is my moment. But I don't think in a good way, considering he added another 10 minutes onto that, was it? Or 6
Oh, yeah.
minutes onto that. I really think he hoped that Senegal were going to get a goal back, so it wasn't on his call.
Yeah, apologies. I was thinking of the Morocco-Dutch game about the penalty shooter. But I'm glad VAR isn't in my life.
Yeah.
Because if my wife said, no, you said you'd do it, I go, I don't remember. Just watch this.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's me saying I would do it.
Yeah. But the problem with VAR is, right, I don't think they should allow slow motion replays.
Yeah.
So for instance, if I pinch Shane's cheek like this, very gently, if you were to slow that down, you could say, well, he's really grabbing his cheek there and he's really pulling hard on his cheek. You can't watch it in slow motion and try and get a sense of whether it was a foul or not. I think it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, and I think we saw it a little bit in the America, I know you're going to get onto that game where it's like, but the Harry Kane penalty, I know you're going to get onto that as well. In slow motion, it looks like, oh, you took a dive. But in real time, it looks like, no, there was contact there. Like, yeah, I don't think
I thought the cruelness, as you were saying earlier, the cruelness of a penalty shootout, I think would have been a lot fairer than what happened to that poor guy last night, that he's getting the blame now for giving away a penalty. Do you get what I mean?
Do you think so?
I do, yeah, because the discipline was lacking for the last 5 minutes with Senegal. They should have learned a lesson when Belgium got one goal back and should have just really locked it down.
But isn't it the
Guys,
classic case?
we could spend all evening or all day talking about this game. We're going to have to press on. We might come back to it later in the show. We're going to press on now and take a look at how England got on against the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Mbemba's ball into the middle and England look very open. Here's an opportunity. Oh, it's gone into the back of the net. The Democratic Republic of Congo have taken the lead and it's Brian Sipenga with the goal. This will be the last play of the first half in Atlanta. Kane is free. Oh, and Mpazi saves it again. They're stunning saves and Mpazi will just put his body on the line and managed to make decent contact to get Wan-Bissaka in front of Jude Bellingham. Oh, another fine save. England just can't get the ball past Mpazi. Now Rice is taking up a really good position up from right back. Declan Rice, the cross is still in play. It's coming out to Anthony Gordon. Bellingham's in there after him. Kay! There's the equaliser! They've got their goal in the 75th minute. You knew it was coming. Attack from Jude Bellingham. Bellingham for England. Goalkeeper, another brilliant stop. That's 3 times he stopped Bellingham in the game. Harry Kane couldn't prevent his goal from the header. Oh, what a goal! That's incredible. And Mpazi, who has had a brilliant game, could only stand there and watch it. How did he get this into the top corner? It's 2-1. Are England on their way into the last 16? They've come from behind.
What a finish again. What a goal scorer. Down as one of the greatest goal scorers I've ever seen play.
For Wissa, and Wissa's shot wasn't a bad effort. but it's gone over the top, and that should be it. England into the last 16 to play Mexico. But my word, they were given a huge scare. They have beaten the Democratic Republic of Congo by 2 Harry Kane goals to 1.
England 2, the Democratic Republic of Congo 1. Bernard, the blood pressure across the pond might have been a bit...
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting watching England. I was saying there recently that when Ireland got beaten by Czech Republic in the penalty shootout or Czechia, and my son was inconsolable, had to walk him around the house for half an hour. He was crying so much. And eventually I got a little bit tired of it, and I went, listen, this is what it is supporting Ireland. This is probably one of our best nights. So, really, and he's going, but to go out in penalties, it's the worst. I said, you'll have great fun when England go out in penalties. And he was going, no, I like England. But Dad, I like Anderson. He plays for Forest, and Bellingham is brilliant, and Kane. And I was like, oh, his perspective of the whole thing is completely different. But then last night when the first goal went in, he went, yes! I was like, oh my God, what's that about?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I thought...
It's nature versus nurture,
It
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
It's either it's in you.
It's in you or it isn't.
You see, son, it's a bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, it is. But again, I go back to it. I know we spoke about it before. There's something... dare I say it, on Irish telly, there's something likeable about that English team.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do what they did in the 2 Euros and the last World Cup. They'll stumble their way to a semi-final. You know, I really think they will. And I don't think they were that bad last night. I think Harry Kane, my God, what would they do without him?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't all teams love a Harry Kane? Because that goal was just sensational.
Yeah, Ronnie Whelan said he's
Yeah.
one of the best of all time. And
Yeah.
for him to say that and the people he's played alongside
Yeah.
and seen and played up against that's a great compliment.
And the header was good as well. But that goal, along with the Senegal, the second goal, that goal, Harry Kane, last night.
Was it the best of the tournament so far?
I think so. It reminded me of the Maradona Belgium. Remember, he's going sideways.
Yeah.
But like, not as good as that. But like, he's phenomenal. Like, he's a machine.
He's like Roy of the Rovers, I think it is.
He is, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about DR Congo, because an incredible performance, particularly from their goalkeeper. But this won't be a surprise to you, Bernard, because you've been following the African Cup of Nations.
I watched some of the qualifiers, and Cape Verde didn't necessarily shock me because they came out of a group with Cameroon.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that going, and I watched some of the stuff on YouTube going, wow, Cape Verde. And so, yeah, like they've got, 9 out of their 10 into the last 32? Do you know what I mean? I still think of the African nations, I still think Morocco probably are the one that's going to go most further. It's a bit of a blow for Senegal last night and DR Congo last night. But yeah, they're forced to be reckoned with, like, you know, particularly Morocco. And the biggest thing I find surprising about the African nations this year is actually the Cameroon and Nigeria, the 2 sub-Saharan powerhouses of African football, aren't there. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, they failed to qualify. So, yeah, and I think... But I think, could Morocco kind of get their way to a final? Like, I think they're the strongest of the African nations, most definitely.
I'd love to see them do it, to be honest. And I just feel Senegal have gotten no luck over the last, year or so, particularly given what happened in the African Cup of Nations final.
Yeah, bizarre. But, I think with last night, regardless of what country it is, when I was watching that game, it reminded me of I think it's the Mike Tyson line, everyone has a plan till they're punched in the face. Exactly. So you're 2-0 up and you're going, we're cruising here. Next thing, 1 goal. And then the next one goes in. You're kind of going, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what has happened here,
You can see it happening, can't you?
Yeah,
you could see it in their faces. You could see it in their faces after
almost
the
like
first
us with Czechia. We were 2-0 up. And then, one penalty goes in, we're fine. And the next one goes in. It kind of goes, we had it. Now we don't, And it's like, it's a horrible thing. Isn't it the classic phrase I hear all ex-footballers and commentators, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football.
Yeah, agreed. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break now. Join us in the second half where we'll check out how the hosts, the United States, got on against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Welcome back to the Up All Night World Cup show. We're still here with comedian Bernard O'Shea and friend of the show. Bernard, we've seen some big teams have to pack their bags and go home. Some teams are getting a slightly better reception than others, shall we say?
Well, the whole South Korea thing has kicked off, and Uruguay, they cancelled their charter home and told them to make your own way home. It's madness. It's mad. Like.
I think that's lousy.
You were going to have your own plane, and now you're going to have to fly economy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think different nations, obviously Uruguay, a big powerhouse of world football, they've won it twice. You know, like, yeah, they were so... But the South Korea thing as well, you know, it's tough, you know. And, you know, like, and it's funny because, like, Scotland... Obviously, Steve Clark resigned after the game, but like, it's fine. You know, we've qualified. We'd be probably having a party, going, "Well, we got there. It was great crack. Come home anyway." But you know, I suppose South Korea and Uruguay, they've been there a long time now. There's the expectancy on those nations to do well, but it's a bit. I find it a bit. Whoa, do you know what I mean? Like.
Relax.
It is a game.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see both sides of it. I mean, on the one hand, like how your country and your fans treat you when you lose is arguably a better indicator of the loyalty than how they treat you when you win. But also, like, are we as Irish doing our team a bit of a disservice by being so content when they do lose and giving them such a hero's welcome when they do lose? I mean, is that kind of almost encouraging them to be okay with losing as a team?
Let the players do that. Sorry, I sound like... But I would say let the players do that. Let the players be disappointed and express that. But the fans are there to support the team, you know. So it's like in good or bad weather, you know, you show up and you just cheer them on. That's it.
But I think in the day-to-day of football, when you're talking about the Premier League and stuff like that we have isolated supporters now who are keyboard warriors. So I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't like a lot of things that other Liverpool fans are saying about the manager last year and so on and so forth. You get what I mean? But like as a nation, I think that's a very valid point for us to be. Maybe we shouldn't be so okay, but it's the guys at the top that we should be having a pop off.
But you were talking about soap operas, right, earlier on. Are we more addicted to the soap opera around the game as opposed to the game itself? I know this is very meta, but like, you know, are we though? Like, is it more like, oh, the transfers now? Like, you know, fans get really invested in transfers. I was brought down to earth a bit actually this week because my son said, can we go see Limerick? And we're going to Limerick and Kerry on Friday night in Markets Field. And I was like going, actually, that's the best way to kind of detach yourself from cancel their chartered flight. No, it's a disgrace. It's like maybe the best way to get that out of your system is go to a game of football in your area. Sorry, I sound like I'm on my soapbox now. Like I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm just thinking sometimes we get a bit detached from it's a game. Do you know what I mean? It's a game.
It's just a game.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at just a game now where USA were taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina.
A round of 16 match against Belgium in Seattle is the prize for the winners of this hugely anticipated round of 32 fixture. It's the USA against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia have scored 5 goals at this World Cup. 3 of them have come from corners, and this one's a curling-in swinger, punched away by Freeze.
Very surprised there, didn't he, the American goalkeeper? I don't know whether he's asking the question of the referee about players being on top of him.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino in attendance today. McKennie, couple in the middle. Oh, and that could have gone in as it was pushed away by Vasil. So close. Reed. Adams with a little flick. Tillman looking for Balogun. It might fall for Balogun! Fuller in Balogun, benefiting there from a fortunate touch off a Bosnian defender. But the USA are in front. They lead 1-0. Adams. The little header down from Dest. And that was so close to being goal number 2.
It's a game now it feels the USA are really enjoying.
Now that is a painful one for the defender. It's Muhamovic who is down. VAR are checking a possible red card.
The final decision is red card.
Fuller in Balogun is sent off. The USA with the opportunity to double their lead. It is Tillman, and it's in! If this stadium had a roof, it would have just lifted off. A second goal that the USA desperately wanted. For the United States of America, the dream continues. USA 2, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0.
Can we get excited about this US team, Bernard?
I'm really surprised by the US. I'm really surprised by their first game. They beat Paraguay, beat Paraguay well. I thought, God, Paraguay are poor, and then Paraguay go on and they beat Germany. So I am surprised by the US. I'm surprised by how good they are. I really am. I'm still not sure that it's the nicest jersey. I know you're wearing it.
How dare you?
But I think the number in the front kind of ruins it a little bit. But when they're playing in it, but I'm really surprised by them. They play good football. I think that was all day long a red card. Whether he, we don't mean it sometimes, but you're told as a child, don't show your studs.
Well, it got heated earlier when we were discussing it. In fairness, it did. It was like it's dangerous play. It's not intentional. It's a big one that you bring up about intent.
Well, I think intent has to be part of it. Yeah. And again, if you show a replay and you slow it down, it looks like he's making contact with him for 10 times longer than he is. I think he was trying to put his foot down. Germano's leg just happened to be there. I don't think he was trying to rake him.
But in considering that play to the earlier penalty with Senegal, which has cost so much, I think, in comparison to that, I don't know.
Well, this has cost the US their star striker for the next game, potentially.
Well, maybe that's when we see what they're all about. Again, they're not dislikable chaps, are they?
No, and I think, America has a massive history in world football too. Their biggest result, they beat England in a World Cup, in the 50s and all that. But they're always there or thereabouts. I'm just really surprised by them this year. They're just on it. And maybe it's the whole Poch effect. It possibly is, but
it also has a very unique thing in football, soccer. In America, you have to be quite wealthy to get into it. Whereas the rest of the world, it seems to be a bit of a poverty game. It's not really a middle-class game, soccer. I mean, there's bits of it. But in America, you really have to have the bobs to get into that game. And I think it's interesting to see that. The fans, actually, outside of the ridiculous, silly chants, they seem to be a lovely bunch. They seem to be...
a lovely bunch of people.
And quite informed, which, makes them palatable. You know what I mean?
Well, guys, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet here, but I did give them as a dark horse at the beginning of this podcast series. You can watch back the tape.
All my dark horses are out of the race. Germany, Ecuador, gone. Yeah.
Well, look, we're going to take a look at some of tonight's games or preview them now. Portugal against Croatia. You think you want Ronaldo to do well?
I want Ronaldo to do well. And hear me out, because he gets a lot of flack. I want Ronaldo to score. I want Ronaldo to go on. I'd love to see Ronaldo lift the World Cup, right? I know people say, not because I want him to do it for Ronaldo. I don't want him to do it for Portugal. I want him to do it for all men over 40 years of age. Because it's like you get to 40 and it's like, can you just go into a ditch now and live out your life? It's like, it's amazing that he's 40 and he's there. And I'm going, well, fair play to him, because I can't put my socks on standing up anymore. And there he is playing a World Cup.
Bernard, I think you're like a politician.
We need to hear this speech back with emotional music underneath it.
I feel mildly manipulated. It's like it's like when the elections come around. He's come to the door again and he's got me again.
Yes.
That's just what you've done to me.
Yes.
I feel mildly...
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Guys, vote for Bernard. Vote for Bernard is all I'll say.
And you're right. I'm kind of going, and I like the Portuguese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, guys, there's the final whistle. The other games coming up tonight: Spain, Austria should be a good one, and Switzerland versus Algeria. Let's get a prediction, Bernard, based on who's left in the tournament. Who's going to win it all?
Well, Barry Glendenning, the Irish podcaster and journalist, said, about France. He said, there's no doubting that France mightn't play that well again the next time because they might play better. And I think he's spot on there.
Yeah.
You can't look past France, can you? No. I still think it's the same as the last time. Spain, France, England, Argentina. I think it's hard to look past them. Let's hope Brazil or Norway pull something out of the pot. And now my new dark horse is Morocco. Okay. So who knows?
The curse of Bernard's dark horse. Hopefully it won't strike Morocco. As always, you'll be able to catch us at 11 a.m. on the RT Player and the YouTube channel, and 30 minutes before the regular match broadcast. And as always, the last word to Shane Casey.
Bernard, thanks for popping in. We've been up all night, so you don't have to.